Hello, everyone. It is the last stream of 2018. It's going to be a little more casual than usual. Exclusive Excalibur skin for the Nintendo Switch. So this is the default colors. The textures you're seeing on the helmet are actually kind of prismatic in game, so they have motion to them.
Cool.
And yeah, so super awesome.
It's really great.
Yes.
Yep. Lucas worked really close with them on this as well.
Yes.
Did a lot of work on it. I know, it's very cool.
So once we're going to be launching exclusive packs similar to the other Xbox One and PS4 have the Obsidian and the Jade, and the Switch is going to get their version of that starting with Excalibur. So
I thought, are we bringing this up?
just you tweeted this, so there's actually an artistic reason for this. So if you,
Yeah, there totally is.
I can't believe you're putting this up.
Listen, it's all.
so no, from an art and development point of view, there is rigging.
From the art side.
There's rigging and mesh compatibility on the bone. So what was happening in the left image? And that was
So many jokes.
Yeah.
Jeff will know better than I do, but when we demoed Mesa Prime, we got temporal anti-aliasing, so the image is really stable, so, and looks great. And the left posterior region
That's called the cheek.
was a little exaggerated because there was a weighting problem.
So it was a work in progress.
Of course.
And the weighting wasn't finished yet.
Yep.
And how we showcased her butt
Yeah.
just happened to how the weighting was at that moment actually happened to complement like how it looked at that specific
Sorry, this is
angle.
making things too awkward.
She did extra lunges for just
Plunged
that.
it.
Yeah, but she actually had a pretty flat cheek.
Okay.
And you can see there that if you...
red.
Yeah, no, this is too much. This is too much. All right, moving
Yeah,
on.
this is kind of, it's rounded out.
But you can see
So you
that.
can see that's totally broken.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so we fixed that, and I think that made people feel like it was a little less exaggerated than they had thought it would be.
Yeah.
But no pun intended.
There you go.
Wow.
So millions and millions of ciphers have been made, and
But look at all those people that they're not optimizing. Just do
they're
it
not.
10 times. Why are you crafting one at a time?
You fools! So there you go. All right.
I want another chance.
Okay.
Yeah, I want
all
another
right.
chance too.
Yeah.
Speaking of ciphers, what do you think the overall cipher hack success rate percent is?
Oh my god.
So it's a number between 1 and 100, and if you guys are within 5%, I'll give it to you. I'm not giving you multiple choice
We're not giving
So,
multiple
so
choice
this
on
is the percentage of people that succeed on
on a cipher attempt.
Well, that many ciphers.
Well, gear excluded.
Yeah.
gear excluded.
So when
Gear
they're
excluded.
manually doing the hacking, how many
Does their
percent?
stats actually track that?
Is this across all platforms?
Yes.
Oh man. Chat's not being very helpful with the numbers.
It has to be within 5%, and you guys will get the prize.
80%.
Yeah, I was feeling 80 as well.
79%. You want? $1.
Yeah, we're within 5. So
We're within
maybe like
5.
so 77.
77%. Nope.
Final answer? So the overall is 95.6%.
On all platforms?
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
I know.
Yeah.
We
You
had,
guys are
like,
really good.
I actually thought it would be
We
skewed
underestimated
by
the
new
players.
Yeah. There you
I
go.
just kind of thought maybe new
ciphers
players.
are
I thought
really
new
simple,
players
though.
might hit more misses.
like 2.
Man.
Cipher
All right,
That's
Scott.
kind of hard to believe considering all the crafting of ciphers. Like if it's
know.
that easy, why do people craft it?
They just want to optimize it.
Yeah, that's why they only do one. Everyone's
right.
pretty good. Nice work.
Here we
guys.
go.
We're letting down people with the
I know,
private
no
answers.
prizes so
I know.
far. Another
Oh, man.
Okay,
this is
okay.
terrible.
multiple
Okay,
choice.
okay, okay. We're gonna get
Well,
this
let
one.
Scott answer the next one.
Yeah, you
He's
were
got
right.
the gut for this.
Yeah.
How many million Eidolon captures have there been for the Terra List in 2018? So that's the first Eidolon. Terra List comes out first. How many million captures, not kills, have there been? 5, 9, 17, or 28 million?
I'm going to say 17. 17's my...
Are we gonna go with Scott?
Yeah, I don't want
The
to
only
Scott.
thing I was thinking is that are we underestimating? Is this time like is there like a mind game here where we've underestimated the players both times? Should we go to 28? You think 17? Okay.
All right.
Chat's going 17 as well.
I think 17.
All right.
Let's see.
Here we go. Final answer
Probably
is
too high, though.
28
See?
million.
Damn it!
There have been 28
Okay, I get a
million-
prime access.
No. Well, don't worry. We'll do lots of prizes anyway.
All right.
But so obviously Hydralist is the least captured because you know you got
Guys, that's a lot of captures.
That is,
know.
I mean, that's
Holy
amazing.
crap,
obviously,
that's amazing.
super
Yeah.
impressive.
super cool. Big thanks to the multimedia team for
Yes, we
putting.
do suck.
What percent of missions were successfully completed in 2018 overall?
100.
No. This
That's
means
not a choice.
it's multiple choice. Is it 68% of missions successfully completed, 73, 88, 93, or 98?
Oh, there actually is one.
You think 98? Yeah.
98?
98?
Completed.
Completed. That means it didn't
98.
fail, didn't quit, etc.
No.
98.
No.
70 something.
Yeah, 70.
78. That's not like
73, 88, so
73.
68, 73, 88.
73. 73. 73.
No.
We get
88,
plus minus
88,
5%?
88.
88?
No, these are multiple choice.
88?
There's
So no
a,
plus minus 5%.
88.
Okay, 88.
one of those is the correct answer.
88.
88.
88? Final
88.
answer?
That's Sheldon saying final
All
answer.
right. The correct answer is 88.
Oh,
No prize.
no prize for you. We won. Yeah. We get to keep it.
So that means that 12% of of your missions, perhaps on average, are failed, which I think is pretty low. Like if you're playing a PvP game, you're probably going to lose half the time, versus in Warframe where you're winning like 88% of the time.
Yeah.
I think we should we
It's
probably dig
registered
deeper.
winners then, not losers
Yep.
after all. That's great.
Prime, pressure point, vitality, or redirection.
I went right to Vitality.
I went right to
myself.
Vitality as well.
Yeah.
I was thinking Vitality.
Chat
Yeah.
is all
I was
vitality.
thinking, I was thinking it was going to be Serration, but okay, Vitality makes
I
sense.
saw Serration on in chat as
Oh,
well.
vitality, redirection, pressure point, and prime pressure point.
I was thinking Vitality.
Are we locking
Okay,
in on
okay.
Vitality?
Yeah,
We're
lock
locking
it.
in.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Skeptical.
Answer is pressure point. Yes, you get a prize.
was
So
skeptical.
pressure point
You were, that's
has been
great.
equipped for the equivalent of
I
28,000
think you get pressure
years.
point.
Wow.
Holy cow.
So it's a lot of time.
28,000 years. Of,
28,000 years worth of equipped
pressure
time
point.
for pressure point.
wow, that's
Which enemy was killed the most in 2018?
there's no multiple choice.
No, you don't need to know the enemy name or anything because you guys know them from dev names. So
I know.
you either know like
Elite Rifle Lancer.
I was going to say Lancer, yeah.
what did you say specifically?
Elite Rifle Lancer.
All right.
Elite.
We're going to go with his answer.
Yeah, that's
All
what it
right.
is.
He knows the data types.
Yeah.
All right. That is correct.
Elite Lancer. Yeah. No prize for you.
20,000 million?
It's so funny the reverse.
There you go. So that's a
that-
win,
that
which
makes
means
sense.
no prize.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. They're gonna get the
I'm
next one.
surprised Lancer is actually up that high.
Yeah, you got
Because
it.
it's
Just the
limited
straight
to the
Lancer?
first
Yeah.
20 levels.
On average, how long does it take to complete a cipher in seconds? You can get it within, if you get it within 2 seconds, we'll give it to you.
On average, there's a cap on them.
There is a cap on them, yeah.
So it had to be before that.
What's the cap?
I can't remember.
I'm gonna say like
I think it's 30 seconds.
I'm gonna say like 4 or 5 seconds.
If you're within 2,
I'm
you'll
gonna
be
say
good.
10.
You think
10
was
seems
gonna
like
say
a good,
10.
10 seems like a safe with if we're
10
with,
10
with,
with
with
the
all
two buffer.
platforms as well. And,
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
you think it's too high?
I think that's high. I think it's
Just so many ciphers.
What do you want to do,
One.
7?
okay. Well, should we try 7?
You want to try 7?
Is
I
ciphers
feel like it's like
included
4 or
in
5,
this?
but I'll try. Let's try
Okay,
7.
we're going
Because that
7.
would skew it hard.
We'll go
7.
7.
We're going 7.
The correct answer is 7.6.
Oh, no prize for you!
Comes in to steal the prize.
Awful.
I'm getting lightheaded.
You're enjoying this too much. What was the most cast Warframe ability in 2018? No multiple choice. You're going to have to reason
Specifically in
in
2018.
2018. Logic, reason, use all of your processes to determine the most cast Warframe. Excalibur Super Jump is your
Excalibur
answer,
Super Jump.
which is removed from the game.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Volt's speed.
Get out.
I would
Because
not
you can
have
keep
guessed
recasting
that.
it. And it's
Wow.
effective.
Oh,
But it stays on for
Right.
so long.
But you can recast it to keep it
Yeah.
active.
Man, we weren't even close.
We
Well, I
weren't
guess
even close,
we had
but
we were not
Peacemaker.
close at
Peacemaker.
all.
That's a Peacemaker.
Even
I was
Peacemaker.
invisibility.
We
We
were
should
in
have
the
thought
neighborhood.
of.
Yeah.
That was dumb. That was
Yeah.
dumb.
Who were the top 5 most
Devs?
used Warframe in 2018? So you have to
Volt,
get
Nidus,
all
Saren,
5.
Mesa, and Loki. Oh, I got it.
Oh, because that's my answer.
That is not correct. But it could be close. I don't know. But remember, power cast frequency does not necessarily reflect.
Yeah.
Because
True,
you could have a
true.
frame that
Yep.
doesn't cast a lot.
Fair.
Because they keep their
So
things up.
5 most used.
5, and primes are grouped. So it's not like.
So it's not, oh, okay. So
It's not Volt and
yeah.
Volt Prime.
Okay.
They'd both be represented by Volt. The answer is Excalibur, Volt, Rhino, Frost, Loki.
Whoa.
So
Not even.
We
Oh,
got
the new,
Should've
all
gone
the
with
base guys.
The base ones.
Yeah.
You know, I underestimate Volt.
Yeah,
Like,
well, he's a
Yeah.
starter.
I know he is a starter, but
Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Yep. A really important question on PC. What happened to the curly hair that we showed first for the new hairstyles and never released? You can come to my screen now, Dean.
It's
Oh, we're good.
okay. Those will be shipping. So the curly hair style and the I think it was like the first hairstyle we showed.
Yep.
They are getting worked on. Sam, the artist who's working on it, has to get it working on the new shader. So they are coming very soon. Yeah.
Thank you.
We didn't forget about them.
One thing I forgot to mention in housekeeping, we actually launched on Discord this week as well. So if you launch a Warframe through Discord, if you reinstall through Discord, you can get access to the free Revenants pack if you have Discord Nitro. So if you're supporting Discord, you'll get some free stuff, including this mag skin, which is pretty dope.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's nice.
My pink colors are beautiful.
The hair, I know that Sam's also doing a bit of like capping kind of
He's working
stuff
on the
to-
scalp.
to refine
Yeah.
even further the new hair. So
Yeah.
I did see a couple questions about that on Twitter. And
Yeah, that stuff's getting improved for
and
sure.
there's going to be
Yeah.
a little improvement there as well. Wonderful.
Right. I was just going to show some of the new operator here, but we'll take a few more questions. Oh, some people wanted to know if we were ever planning on releasing lore for Garuda and Varuk.
Scott and I were talking about this on not yesterday, but the day before.
Briefly.
And
Awesome.
Looking good.
We were turning everything
looking
into
really
a
good.
quest into
Yeah.
a lot of lore stuff, which was really slowing down the pace of releasing Warframes. So finding a way to
looks good.
deliver the lore
Your
without-
color schemes are on point today.
without
Where's that nice
necessarily having
cattail
a quest.
sign though?
Oh yeah.
So,
so would you guys? I'm going to ask a question of the community, and we'll see how they react. One of the ideas that we had thrown around for releasing the lore, rather than, as Scott says, doing a full quest amongst all the other things that the team is doing, can be really difficult for us to do quickly. What would you guys think of having something a bit mixed media, like perhaps some of the webcomics, but integrated directly into the game itself? Maybe as a collectible or something related to the Warframe. Is that what someone would be into?
I
Yeah.
think people are hella.
Do it. Yes. Yes, please.
Yes.
So we get that nice illustration, like we did with the comic series, and yeah, okay, cool.
That was the
So that's something that I think we're going to explore next year, and we would start backfilling other Warframes that maybe we didn't get time
Yep.
to do a full quest for.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome. I think, Baruch is only out on PC. Garuda is out on all platforms except for the Nintendo Switch at present time, but she's coming. So there are 2 Warframes to catch up on with some lore.
Yep.
Excellent, excellent. All right. Broadmaster asks, are there any plans of going back to Plains of Eidolon and adding more content? Like Zaws, aka Gunblade Zaws, please, or throwing weapons, or track and tranking? Are we going to add Plains of Eidolon animals to track and trank? Or is it finished as is?
Definitely. I think there's also
There's a trapping mechanic as well.
there's a trapping mechanic coming there,
Yeah.
which is going to be like Extractors 2.0. There are animals that the biz wants you to conserve in the plains that we'll be adding. We're not done. We did some hasty relighting because we changed a bit of how we lit terrain for Venus that we need to improve. We never finished this game system either that Rebecca's showing.
Well, I just realized I have a disgusting cyst on
Yeah.
Garuda. So.
Let's get rid of that.
This is sick. Yeah, like what are we going to do with the,
There's
this
a-
room?
there's-
God,
there's a
there's
game
all
des-
this. Yeah.
There's a game design for this
Oh my
that,
God.
that we didn't get to this year. That
Yep.
obviously
2019.
we have more ideas than we have time, unfortunately. But
And that's like really the...
People
I
want
think
more
that goes
cysts.
towards the quest thing too, right?
Yeah.
You have all these kind of systems laying around that aren't complete or could be overhauled, but we end up getting wrapped up doing quests. So if there's another way to deliver that lore, I think it's going to be helpful for us.
agreed. And as you can see, floofs with some of you tend to be really popular. So some Plains of Eidolon floofs
Some people.
would have to be something that we're doing. And the other thing that we're doing is we did a whole new terrain technology for Venus that uses like a texturing system to do the displacement with much higher resolution. And I know the guys are working on converting planes over to that, which will run faster and look better and take less memory. So definitely good question. We're going to get back there.
There's still the Eidolon. We showed the Eidolon like a while ago on a bunch of streams. That's still coming as well.
Yep.
Right. So very good.
Although there might be some Eidolons in the Gas City coming.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that's a secret.
Did he just say that?
So
Sorry,
Well,
sorry.
thanks for staying tuned to the. See, we were still going to drop some bombs.
one question we have, which I'm going to use for a two-part question, from Tendu Suji wants to know, with the introduction of the heavy weapon grip, will we finally be seeing sentient arm cannon, the Nox's weapon, or the Grineer Ghoul Saw weapon?
He's definitely getting warm.
Get those check boxes going.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Network not responding. This
The
is
answer to your
Oh, it's because
question.
my friends list is so. I actually explained this to Glenn. I think I know why it does that only for my account, because it's always trying to.
because you have 15,000 friends.
Because I have 15,000 friends.
Okay.
So it's going
Yeah.
like. Yeah, it's all of these things.
What a humble brag.
Yeah, I've got so many friends.
Let me just accept all my new friends into my life.
No.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
It's breaking
Happy
everything.
Tenno-Bomb.
Wow. Yeah.
It's good. Friend requests confirmed, except for one person.
Oh, yeah. Leave that. That's actually Jeff.
It's Jeff. I would.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, so I have to go back to heavy weapons. Anywho, right. So you said they're getting warm. I guess you're not going to say anything more about that.
All that stuff is on
Okay.
deck for sure. It's just a matter of when we get.
So let's talk about heavy weapons, because I think the dev streams that we kind of blew people's minds and showed this in, we made some implications that it's going to replace secondary, primary. You're going to be stuck in this slow stance, and then we ended up implementing it via the gear wheel so you still get to keep all your gear, but it's now a gear item, and it has a cooldown and an ammo pool. And I don't know necessarily if we need to just be more clear about what our intent is with this. We kind of have just basically said it's going to be an oh shit power moment, but then you have everyone pulling up spreadsheets of, well, this mod doesn't allow it to compare to my 6 Forma 1 ribbon synapse, blah, blah, blah. So
Yep.
what's the future plan? And if you're on the consoles, you don't have this yet, so this is a Fortuna Part 2 thing where you can install a Gravamag in your heavy Arcwing guns and bring it into your real missions. That's that. I had so much that I just said there.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
sorry.
a lot.
We have a lot of.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, we have a lot of arc gun mods. The pool is very shallow right now. We have a lot of mods that are going to come to help address some of that.
Heavy weapon ribbons, I see. Are we
Yep.
going to do arc gun ribbons?
For sure, and I think this was kind of a cautious thing, and I think when we looked at the advantages and disadvantages of completely replacing your primaries and secondaries, this felt more like an air support type moment. So definitely we know when we're balancing it that some people's primaries are really, really powerful. That goes to the larger game, as you guys are well aware of tougher enemies and that sort of thing. So we're going to keep it like this for now. We're going to increase the coolness of the rewards to upgrade those weapons, and sentient arm cannon and stuff like that. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, and I think we only really were talking about ribbons as of yesterday, so this isn't like a long-term, like, yes, we're going to do this. We were talking about it as
Yep.
what kind of reward it would be,
Yep.
and yeah.
Next year, there's going to be space battles. There's going to be new directions for the story of Warframe, because we're going to be kind of wrapping up a long thread with the new war and opening up new ones. I don't know what else. I think we don't plan 12 months ahead. We plan about 6 months ahead, or maybe 8.
I was going to say 8. 8 was more.
Eight ahead. On the technical side, we're going to be dropping DirectX 9 and 32-bit version of Warframe. That's going to let our engineers kind of use a whole bunch of modern techniques that you're seeing in most recent crop of games with compute shading. These things will be changing the look of Warframe and the kind of artistic pipeline of Warframe. I know there's a lot of really interesting changes the character artists are researching right now that is way too early to talk about. So hopefully you have a game that's even more hostile to new players, like extremely inscrutable, and has the most complex spreadsheet type of game design you've ever seen in your life.
Very good.
And we're
very
just
good.
going to keep going from there.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you.
I'm kidding.
Get ready for it. Wow.
Vote for us for best devs.
Yeah, best devs.
Best devs.
Yeah.
Everyone in the world playing Warframe, we love you guys.
Thanks so much.
Merry
Yeah, thanks,
Christmas.
guys.
Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas.
Happy
Happy
Kwanzaa.
New Year.
See you next year.
Have a great
See you in
year.
2019.
Yep. Be safe.